I'm Deborah Borchar with the Green Market Report, and I am so excited to be joined by Rock Feilding-Mellen. He is a founder and partner at Beckley Waves. So your company recently raised some money. Can we talk about that and what your plans are with the company?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me on. So yes, we recently did a Seed 2 round. We closed back in July this year. We raised just over $3 million, which is on top of our first seed round back in November 21, which I have to say was an easier time to raise money.
It certainly has been a shift in the psychedelic industry. It seems like a lot of the companies were, attracting a lot of investor money, like you said, about a year or two ago. And now it seems like we've kind of seen a shift in the industry with a lot of consolidation. Is that what you're seeing as well?
Yes, we started calling it the psychedelic winter. 2022, the end of 2022, most of 23, definitely pretty frosty. It's been tough for many companies. We actually think that, we hope that our successful fundraise are the shoots of a psychedelic spring. And actually within the Beckley Waves portfolio, we're a venture studio. We kind of fund and found startups in the psychedelic mental health space, focus more on the care delivery side, not on the drug development side. A lot of the money in psychedelics has gone into drug development for very good reasons. But when we set up, we realized that there's a huge need to build the new infrastructure for this new paradigm of mental health care. And that's what we're focused on. So we've set up companies like Beckley Retreats, Beckley Academy. We were first check into companies like Journey Clinical and Homecoming, who are also great and doing very well. And so, I think while it has been tough, the companies that have really strong leaderships and a very clear kind of purpose and sense of mission are managing to raise the money that they need to carry on growing.
So with retreats, we kind of know what that details. But what is the academy? Are you training people to work with patients that are experiencing psychedelic drugs?
So exactly that. Within the space, I think it's a very well recognized need. One of the big pinch points when the kind of psychedelic medicines are approved, for example, when MAPS, touch wood, gets its MDMA approved by the FDA next year, to actually roll that out and make it accessible, one of the key pinch points is going to be having enough really well-trained therapists who can guide patients through MDMA-assisted therapy. And so as more and more psychedelic compounds are approved by the FDA as pharmaceutical medicines for psychedelic-assisted therapy, there's an estimated need of about up to 100,000 therapists to be trained in psychedelic-assisted therapy. So Beckley Academy has been built to be a kind of one of the leading edtech companies specializing in training mental health professionals in psychedelic-assisted therapy.
And it's interesting that you brought up the FDA because they just recently issued a letter warning about compound ketamine, and they really tipped their hand to the idea of having an assistance person with people using psychedelic drugs for various mental health issues. And so it does seem like they're kind of already tipping their hat to that need for that, kind of specialized assistance.
Yes. So, again, at Beckley Waves, we believe very strongly that psychedelics are incredibly powerful tools. And they're really tools to augment therapy. Of course, people use them in all sorts of ways, but like most powerful tools, they should be used with care in the right circumstances and with guidance. And so having the psychological support, having the trained therapists or trip sitters or coaches there to help you with the set and setting and with the preparation and integration before and afterwards is we believe, a very important part of what makes this type of therapy so effective.
So we talked about the winter, we talked about the spring. Let's talk about 2024. What are you thinking you're going to see in the psychedelics industry next year?
Well, as I alluded to, I think one of the big most exciting things will be MDMA getting approved by the FDA. And, that is of course, ketamine is already approved. There's Spravato from Johnson & Johnson, and ketamine is used, the compounded ketamine is used for many things. And we actually think it's very, can be very effective. When done safely and carefully in the right setting, ketamine is great. But MDMA as a kind of true psychedelic coming through, that would be very exciting. And so watching that being rolled out, getting, as we say, the therapists being trained, but also understanding how to support more of the what we call the kind of whole cycle of support, the preparation and the integration, making that more affordable and more accessible, because one of the big pain points at the beginning is going to be the cost of MDMA-assisted therapy because of how many hours of supervision it requires and the length. So trying to find ways to help make that more affordable will be something which we're very focused on next year.
Do you think we're going to continue to see some of this consolidation within the industry, or are companies going to, maybe the ones that aren't as physically stable, maybe having to merge with other companies or just not exist?
I'm afraid I think that is inevitable. There will be some companies that, maybe just weren't trying to fill the right need. And there'll be others which sadly were providing really good services, which just bad timing. Hopefully most of those ones will, as you say, consolidate or be acquired by other companies with the resources to support them. So I think we will see more consolidations over the year ahead.
Cool. But
within Beckley Waves, what we're most excited about is really figuring out how we can play more of a part in the US healthcare system, getting involved in actual clinical delivery. Beckley Retreats is, we believe, the leader in the non-clinical space in Jamaica and the Netherlands and jurisdictions where psilocybin is legal. As I say, Beckley Academy is playing a very important indirect role in training mental health care professionals to be able to provide that care. But we're interested in looking at how we can expand our portfolio to get really involved in direct healthcare, clinical services around psychedelic-assisted therapy. So we've got various ideas bubbling, which we're excited by.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Rock, for joining us here at Green Market Report. And I'm Deborah Borchardt with Green Market Report.